All right. We're starting the episode in 3, 2, 1. Yo, 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 and hello and welcome to GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning HD. Where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. We are streaming live every Monday at 7:50 p.m. CST on twitch.tv/GameSpeakPodcast, Facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast, and on YouTube if you want to catch the show as it happens before anyone else. Be sure to go ahead and join our ever-growing community in the GameSpeak Podcast Discord at dsc.gg/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games, battle and catch Pokemon, get show updates, find friends to play games with, and so much more. This show is 3 BFFs bringing you the hottest video game news of the week. I'm one of your hosts, Jamel Al-Jafra, alongside Britt Brass.
Hi-oh.
What's
week. Up?
Yeah, what's going on? Devin's not here this week, by the way. Just letting everybody know ahead of time. I know you're waiting for that
sweet voice. Yeah.
What is it? The regular show voice, but it's not here this week.
No.
He'll be back next week.
You're out of luck, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have Brent and Jamel.
Yes.
Right in your little ear holes, doing ear things to your ear holes. Oh, whoa. Whoa. So what's up, man? How have you been? How's life treating you?
It's been life, you know. I'm trying to think. I haven't really done anything too crazy this week. I've been working a lot of overtime still, like last weekend, and so this week nothing. Just saving money. We're saving money because we need to get another car because Brittany's car decided to just die.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we've got my car, but we need another car. So
if I hear of any decent and affordable vehicles, I'll let
throw
you
them
know.
our way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm working all this overtime. I'm like, bro, I gotta make up for this. Get this going.
So the car is just completely kaput.
Well, the head gasket is blown, which is
I don't know
like
what that means.
it's like
is
a $3,000 fix.
Yeah, you might as well just get a new Whipperino.
At this point, yeah, there's no point in fixing that because you could just buy it, or put that at least as a down payment on a car or something.
Yeah, is her car paid off already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. At least there's that.
Yeah, and I feel like there's got to be someone out there who's like, I've got like a whole like garage set up in my house where I can fix cars, and like I can sell this car even though with the head gasket blown because it's a Lexus. It's like a Lexus CT 200H, which is like a hybrid. Yeah. It's a really nice car.
I had a Lexus. The parts are they're
super
expensive.
Well, actually,
you get Toyota parts mostly,
yes.
Right? So it's like
it's not that bad.
It depends on what you have to get. If it's like a light or something, they're like Lexus specific things. You know what I mean? Like or replacements for like the seat heaters or something, which isn't, I guess,
not very important.
It's not
at this
like
point.
super important. You know what I mean? But like there are things the features
that are
Lexus,
like
you.
But the actual parts themselves, like in the motor and everything, it's
just
not
normal Toyota stuff. Yeah.
So it's not that bad. But I mean, a head gasket for any car is like this sucks. Yeah. But the part's not expensive. The labor is expensive. It's like anywhere from 25 to
How much
$3,000.
could you get the part for?
Like $100.
What if we went on YouTube?
Oh, you have to take the engine like out of the car, basically.
What if we went on YouTube?
We learned
pull the engine out of the car.
Then we could do it.
I'll help you for free. I don't know if we could actually do it. I mean, but if we're gonna fuck the car up anyway,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We might as
could
well.
Do it. I feel like if I could get it out,
what's the worst that could happen?
We create like
die.
a sentient like Lexus monster. Like what have we
Autobot,
done? Yeah. Dude, speaking of which, the other day I watched the 1986 like Transformers movie for the first time.
Wait, what? Is it like a live action movie?
No, it's like the animated one, and it's like very anime looking, but also it's like very 80s.
Yeah.
And like the only reason I looked it up is because there's a lot of people older than me that like that's like their, I don't know,
favorite
Transformers
adaptation.
Yeah, whenever you think of things like growing up, you're like, oh no, the Pokemon movie was my shit. But kids these days would be like, I don't give a fuck about that. I have no ties to it. But people that were like born in the early 80s and like 70s, that was like their Pokemon movie, you know, but it was
Really?
also fucked up because apparently back then, you know, toys were all about like just selling toys. All cartoons and
Yeah.
stuff are about selling toys. That's what Transformers was. So they make this movie. They make the movie. It's amazing animation. It's like watching Akira, basically.
Yeah.
But they kill off everyone like in the first like 3 minutes of the film, like, and all these kids go to see it, and it's like their favorite, like, you know, Transformers just getting murdered like by the
fucking
Decepticons.
gangster. Hell
Oh yeah,
yeah.
they just kill all of them, and so like because they wanted to bring out a new line of Transformers, like
That's awesome.
so this is a thing that happened, and like but I watched it and I was like, damn, I could see how if you were a kid at this time that this would be traumatic.
Yeah,
you know,
for
like,
sure.
They kill Optimus Prime, like straight up. He just dies like right at the very beginning. Like, you see them. They're like in the ship, and like he gets into a fight with you know, Megatron or whatever. And Megatron like stabs him in the stomach and then like jumps back and just starts shooting him, and like just straight up gangster shit happening in this movie. And it's not like really cheesy 80s, like, I mean there's some cheesy 80s going on, like with the music. The soundtrack has like the most hair metal shit you've ever heard, and it's amazing. It's worth a watch.
It sounds great.
It's
Everything
really
you've
good.
described to me so far sounds incredible.
It's really good, dude. If you get the chance, or you're just bored one day and you're like, I really want to just appreciate the art and like what was being made in 1986.
Yeah.
Watch it. And like it's so good. But anyways,
That sounds incredible.
yeah, watch that.
I've just been watching Is It Cake? Have you seen that?
I don't know if I like how that started off as just like a thing on the internet, and then they were like,
They
we
made
can
a whole
make
show
a show
out
now.
of it. Yeah.
I know Blake Anderson from Workaholics is in one of the episodes.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, what was it? Did he win? Was he?
He was just a judge. He was a guest
Oh,
judge.
okay.
He just tasted the cake and guessed if it was cake or not. You know what I'm saying?
Was it like? So, do the judges guess if it's cake?
Well, the judges guess if it's cake. Yes, they do. But, like, basically there's, like, a group of, like, you know, 12 people or something. And, like, each week they compete, like, 3 at a time against each other and to make these cakes that look like, you know, something real. So they'll, like, have, like, a bunch of objects, like suitcases and trash cans and shit. And they can pick their object, and then they have to make a super realistic version of that. And then they get to pick, like, 5 decoy versions of it or something. And then they put the cake out with all their decoys, and then, like, the judges, like Blake, have to guess if it's cake or not. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And then if they guess it's cake and that it is cake, then the fucking person who made the cake, you know, instantly gets, like, rejected from their chance to get to the finals or whatever, where you can win like $50,000. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you can also win like $10,000 on a normal episode too, or something. So, like, you can, like, the dude who won the overall show won like $80,000 or some shit in total. You know what I mean? By the time he won the show,
I'm sure it barely covered his stay in California.
Right? That's like one meal. Just like,
But yeah, so
they bought him a nice dinner.
Yeah, good job, good job. Now go back to the YouTube. Yeah, so how like are the cakes pretty like mind blowing to see?
Some of them are. Some of them are not. Yeah, that's kind of the beauty of the competition. Like, you see how they're made, and like some people just do an incredible job, and some people don't. And some people are really cocky, and they think they're gonna make a crazy good cake, and then they fuck it up. And
you got to have those people on the show. You know, they bring them on just because of
they're
that.
Super cocky. Yeah. We should make an audition tape and just be like, yeah, man,
we're the best.
Nobody makes cakes like me.
We just come in with like a fucking like Betty Crocker box and like make our cake that way.
We should get a guitar that's like made of cake and just like smash it fucking like we're rock stars and be like, yeah, it'd be great, bro.
Immediately rejected. Just kidding. No, you would probably get on if you did something like that. But
you gotta
like,
rip your shirt off, it's all icing, fucking like
you and then like I should like we're all freaking out, like hit you with a guitar and your head flies off and it's cake.
You start crying and you pull out a gun and you like take a bite out of the barrel and you like
that would be the greatest thing ever. It's like by the end of the audition tape, like the people watching it are just like completely disturbed. Like,
you come out
I
and
quit.
you just like eject a VHS tape and take a bite out of it, and it's
or no, like at the end, like on the thing, it says like please eject tape, and then like they like eject it, and it is cake. Like it went in as normal.
it's just like a full blown like birthday cake
in the shape of a VHS. Or like, why are they watching tapes on?
I don't know. Just for the sake of it being cake shaped, it would be great.
This digital download is actually just cake. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what you've been doing?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of that and just working. It's been like all the college kids are coming back, so my job's getting really stressful. And then, I don't know, man. My job is just getting kind of stressful. You know what I'm saying? So it's been kind of a stressful week. So I've been doing a lot of like stressing.
You sound like the guy from I Think You Should Leave right now.
Tim Robinson or
yeah,
whatever.
just the way you were saying it. Like, my job's just been really stressful right now. Like, I don't know how to
That guy fucking cracks me up.
I'll say, dude. It's like he's on the verge of like either being like really cringy and then like really like funny.
No, he's like, it's terrible. His show is terrible. Like, it's not a good show, dude. Like, and I love sketch comedy. You know what I mean? But he has these moments like of just between
pure genius.
Of genius between all the insanity. There's like at least one solid gold moment per episode, but the rest of it is just like nonsense.
Yeah,
like,
it makes no sense. Like, but some of them are very memeable, even the nonsense ones.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what he's going for. Like, the whole show is just like a fucking like
a meme fest.
It's crazy.
I like the one where his neighbor like keeps putting the like pig thing in his house. Like, literally makes no sense. Where he's like sitting on the couch, and then like you see the thing with the mask. Like,
Oh my god!
I would love to just be able to sit down and write like something like that. Like, whether I couldn't actually shoot anything like that because I don't have those skills. But I feel like I could write something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like we could probably sit down and just write a sketch episode and then just give it to somebody who can make stuff. They're like, here you go, make this. That'd be fun. We should do that.
I feel like you'd have to be involved in the directing, because I feel like if you just handed a written version of like that to somebody, you know what I mean? Like,
know how to make it work.
It probably just wouldn't translate right, you know? Like, it's so psychotic, you know what I mean? Like, you have to just like, I feel like you'd have to be involved in the directing, you know what I mean?
That's true. That's the other thing with like Key and Peele. Like, they're like comic geniuses in their sketches, but like when they do the little interstitial thing where they come out on stage and like are talking, you realize how like they're not really funny or like witty in the moment. It's like they have to like sit down and like write it out. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird to me.
Well, even the like stage part of the show is probably written out beforehand. You know?
You think so?
Absolutely. I'm sure. I feel like they're probably reading off a teleprompter. You know?
That's probably true. It's nowhere near as funny though, like than the actual sketches.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like their stand-up wouldn't be that good.
No doubt. They probably have a team of writers helping them and everything on the whole show. I don't know. Like
They need to bring it back though. I think Key and Peele is my favorite sketch like show of all time.
Man, it's hard for me. I think it might be The Whitest Kids You Know for me. Like,
maybe like the first season.
There was so many like great skits, you know what I mean? There's also a lot of really horrible ones.
Really bad ones.
You know what I mean? But there's also a lot of really bad Key and Peele skits, you know what I mean?
That's true. Like, I feel like The Whitest Kids You Know, like, they kind of got slept on because they came up right before YouTube became, like, a really big thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, they were just kind of forgotten about because it was, like, a time and space.
Yeah.
And then, like, Key and Peele...
Well, they missed the streaming service wave, too. Like, if they could have got on, like, you know, a Hulu or something.
Peacock
but
or
also,
something.
you know, the humor would have had to be different. I mean, it would have been different, you know, in this day and age. You know
and Trevor's dead now.
Unfortunately,
the main guy,
yeah.
But he died, like, a year ago. Like, they were working on stuff. They were trying to come back.
That's so sad.
It sucks, dude.
It would have been so good, dude.
It would have been. Yeah, he was still funny. Like, I was still watching his stuff and like his streams and whatnot. So that sucked. But, you know, that's life. No, I'm just kidding. One day you're Whitest Kids You Know. Next day you're not. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, off of that sadness, what have you been playing, dude? Video game wise?
Oh man, I'm balls deep in Baldur's Gate.
Just balding, dude.
I'm just balding, fucking balding hard, bro.
How's that been?
It's so good, dude. I don't know. I honestly think it might be the best game I've ever played. And it's crazy because it's like coming off the heels of Zelda, which is like
very open.
Another awesome game, you know what I mean, that I would put in my like top 10 games of all time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I legitimately think this might be the best game I've ever played. Like
I mean it's like perfectly in your wheelhouse. Like you love Mass Effect, those types of games where it's very dialogue heavy, very choice driven.
Yes.
It's like but as soon as I saw the like that it was like very D&D like, I was like, and also, the original Baldur's Gate was made by the people who made Mass Effect, so I was like, okay, this is a Brent game.
This is right up my alley. You already know, you know what I mean? But it's like everything I love about those games turned up to like 1,000. You know what I mean? Like the character interactions, the fucking world building, the freedom to do whatever you want. It's like Dragon Age or something, but like with a way bigger world. Way more characters to interact with, way more stuff to do, way more like freedom to tackle objectives how you want. Like every spell has a purpose. Like there are some spells that seem dumb that are like the coolest spells in the game. Like if you don't have talk to animals, you're cheating yourself out of half of the fucking game, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Or like dialogue options.
Like literally like you can go up to any animal in the game, right? And you try to talk to them, and they'll just be like, "Meow," or something, you know what I mean? And there's shitloads of animals in this game. It's like a whole open world game with animals everywhere, you know what I mean? Yeah. But if you have the talk to animal spell, you can go up to them and engage in like full conversations with almost any animal, literally any animal in the game, dude. Like fucking cows, fucking rats, you know, birds. And, like, some of them will even send you on quests, and, like, some of them, like, will fucking reveal crazy shit about the environment, you know what I mean? It's wild, man.
Do they have British accents?
Some of them do, you know what I mean? There's even, like, a dog that's in your camp that you, like, make friends with and shit, like, and I went half the game without realizing I could be having, like, full conversations with my, like, you know, best friend companion in the game. You know what I mean? And it was just like this moment of fucking wonder whenever I like realized we could just like start talking to each other and shit. And then you have to go back and like talk to all the animals you didn't talk to, and it's just crazy. But then like there's other things like talk to the dead. Like you kill somebody and you can like reanimate their corpse to talk to you, but if you're the one who killed them, they're like, oh, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean?
It's very D&D sounding.
It's just really detailed. Like everything has a purpose and everything has a like place, and there's just so much like shit everywhere and so many different ways to tackle it. Like, okay, say there's booby traps everywhere, you could like teleport to the other side, or you could try to sneak around the traps, or you could try to disarm the traps, or you could try to break down the wall and go around the traps.
But don't you have to like roll the dice on all of those options?
Not necessarily. Well, it depends. You know what I mean? Like if you're just sneaking around the traps, then no. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta not step on the traps. You know what I mean? But if you're trying to like break down a wall and you like blast it with a fucking, you know, laser or something, then you might do a roll for that, but then you just keep blasting the wall over and over again until you get the rolls you want, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like there's rolls for almost everything, but there's also ways around, you know, like most, if you don't have some sort of like bonuses, then you gotta like go find some like clothing or armor or something that'll give you like, you know, bonus dice, you know what I mean? Like I've got characters in my party that like give inspiration rolls and shit, so when I roll a dice I get an extra like 3 dice that fucking like, you know,
hop in there
that give me just extra bonuses to whatever I'm rolling on, so I fucking almost always succeed on my rolls. You know what I mean?
I'm familiar. I've played Mario Party I know about the extra dice.
It's really crazy, and like I don't think the D&D aspect of it should turn anybody off because it's really thoroughly explained. Like the tutorials are like, very user friendly, and the way the game is set up is very user friendly. And like for a game with so many options, it does a good job of like relegating it all to like the controller. And like the different like contextual wheels and stuff that you have built into like the bumpers and stuff, it's very playable on controller, and I think it's going to play really good on Xbox and PlayStation whenever it comes out. You know what I mean?
It's already on PlayStation.
No, it comes on September 6th, I think.
Really? Oh, I thought it came out already. Okay, well, yeah, it's coming to PlayStation, but not to Xbox. Like
Xbox is coming at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Which they say is because of the Series S, but I really think they're just avoiding Starfield clash.
I would definitely.
That's why the PC version got pushed forward, I think, is to avoid Starfield clash. And I think they're not worried about PlayStation because it's just like, okay, PlayStation will have something fun to play while everybody's freaking out about Starfield. You know what I mean? And
it's gonna push more people to buy it because there's a big war going on.
Exactly.
Where they're like, this is our Starfield, and it's like, okay.
I really
get
think
the
this
marketing.
was all super strategic.
I
think the PC version was dropped a little early to build hype for the PlayStation version, which they know is going to have to directly go head-to-head with the biggest game of the year. You know what I mean? And I think, honestly, going head-to-head with Starfield is going to put it way more in the conversation for Game of the Year, regardless of whether it wins or loses that competition.
I think, to be honest with you, they're two very different things. Like,
sort. I mean, in a way. But they're also two extremely open-ended RPGs where you're able to basically do whatever you want at any given time, kill whoever you want, talk to whoever you want.
True.
Fuck whoever you want. Like that's the idea here. It's like in a way they're very similar. The only thing that's different is that you got real-time combat in Starfield versus turn-based combat in Baldur's Gate.
Also, I feel like there's probably more options in Baldur's Gate to for dialogue and things like that. Like,
yeah, but you probably got a way bigger map and stuff in fucking.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the differences are.
It's give and take a little bit, but I really think they're more comparable than a lot of things coming out. You know what I mean? Like more comparable. Well, then again, I would also put Zelda in the conversation. For what Nintendo is able to put out on their hardware, I think that's about as close as we can get to the other two games. You know what I mean?
True. Don't they have Divinity Original Sin 2 on Switch?
I don't think so.
I think they do.
They do? Let me look it up.
Yeah, they've got Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 as well.
If they do, that's badass because that would be a great game for Switch. Hang on, I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, I could have swore. But yeah, I'm really excited to play Baldur's Gate eventually. Once I get myself around to playing it, but the problem is, actually, I don't know if I should get it and play it before Starfield or just play it after Starfield later.
Oh yeah, they got it, Definitive Edition. Fuck yeah, that's a bet on Switch. That'll keep you entertained for a long ass time. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting it, but at the same time, Starfield drops in less than 20 days, so I don't know if I have enough time to play it. It's like, how long is Baldur's Gate? Like, how many hours?
I'm 50 hours in right now, and I feel like I'm probably about halfway through it or something.
Okay, so it's probably a 100-hour thing.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like a Persona-type endeavor. But then again, I don't know, man. I feel like your choices have crazy consequences.
Yeah.
Because so maybe the route I'm going might be faster or slower than another way. Like for example, earlier in the game, this is just one example. There's this chick who's there's a town and it's in a blight world or whatever, and this chick is casting a spell over the town, and there's probably 30 people in the fucking town. You know what I mean? And they're all interactable NPCs with quest lines and shit. A bunch of shit going on in this town. You know what I'm saying? And part of the main quest, I won't spoil anything too serious, but part of the main quest is this guy busts in and tries to take the chick who's casting the protection spell over the town. You know what I mean? And so if the first time I save a lot. I save scum hard in this game because you can save anywhere. So I'm constantly saving and constantly reloading if shit goes bad. If you're not saving all the time, then you're gonna be fucked. You know what I mean? But
I
like,
don't like that. that stresses me out.
it just gets to be second nature at a certain point. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you just every time you pause it, you just push Y. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a quick save right there. You know what I mean? It just you don't even think about it after a while. It's just like bling. And but anyways, so like fucking I saved it right before this all happened, thankfully. You know what I mean? But like the guy busts in the room and like my character was like apart from my little group. Like I had my group over here and I had like jumped across a balcony or something, and like my character can jump further than anybody else or whatever. So they couldn't get to the action, and all this shit popped off, and my guy's just like by himself. So like they kill the girl, but like they don't actually kill her, they just like fly off with her, and so the protection spell ends for the town, and like all 30 of like the town's residents like turn into like zombies and start like fucking like all these quest lines like failed, and like fucking all the zombie people start coming at me.
Damn.
I was like, all right, I'm just gonna reload that save real quick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like, one little slip up could like dramatically
Ruin your whole game.
I mean, maybe not ruin the whole game, but like it could change everything. Like that town turns into like a goddamn fucking war zone at that point. You know what I mean?
And you no longer get those quests.
And I've had other towns that I've come across where I've, killed everybody in town, you know what I mean? Just because like one thing led to another and I just kill everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know how it goes.
You know how it goes.
Sometimes
a megaton
just kill
shit
an entire
happens,
town.
and you just blow the whole town up, you know what I mean?
Makes sense. Yeah. No, I feel that.
But it's great, dude. It's really, really good. Like, I am super psyched for everybody else to get to play it. I'm psyched for it to come out on all the consoles and stuff. Like, I'm just really hyped for everybody to play it.
Yes, I'm definitely excited to play it. And what's up, young Donnie boy? I can't actually see what you wrote,
Here,
but
I'll check it out. Let's see what we got here.
yeah, you check it out. Wait, actually, you know what? I'll check it out. I'm closer. That's kind of I don't know why.
That makes sense. Yeah. Donnie boy, the pipes are calling.
He said this game is so fucking detailed.
Oh yeah, are you playing too, Donnie?
I'm guessing he is.
I love that.
But yeah, so for me, wait, did you play anything else, or has it just been Baldur's Gate?
That's
Go
it.
ahead, say it again.
No. That's it.
Balls deep in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No, I've been playing Persona 4
What?
Golden on Game Pass because
Really?
yeah.
I love Persona 4, dude.
That was the thing. I started Persona 5 a while back.
Yeah.
And I got bored with it. Like I didn't like the world. I didn't like the
You
characters.
were playing the Royal Edition, right?
I don't remember. It was the one. It was the whichever one it was.
P5R or whatever.
Maybe. I don't know if that one's on Game Pass.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Basically, whichever one was on Game Pass was what I was playing.
I think that's the new one. And I want to say this. I feel like they added so much shit into the like newest version of Persona 5 that it actually kind of like waters down the core story a little bit, because there's so much extra dialogue just for the sake of them being like, we added extra shit in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it makes it way more long-winded than the original version of Persona 5. And I think I actually prefer Persona 5 just like
base
vanilla version, you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
I was saying it's just like 5. I just didn't like the world.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I didn't feel like I was living in it. I didn't enjoy it, and so it's like I read that Persona 4 was about a serial killer in like this small town rather than like the big city of 5, and I was like, that sounds way more interesting to me. And so I booted it up. I'm about 12 hours in or so.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
It's
you already got the music and shit going.
Yeah, we got oh yeah. The literally like constant.
I like whenever you boot the game up, that
fucking like yeah, what is that? It's like instrument? I don't even know. It's like a bagpipe or some shit. Like right when it first starts.
That shit it goes so hard. It's like a fucking harmonica.
It's a harmonica. I don't know why I said a bagpipe, but it's like the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, and it's so loud. But like,
it gets me going.
The
bro.
music's great. Like, and I like this one a lot more. Like already, like right off the jump, I put about 20 hours into 5 and I quit. I was like, this
Yeah.
sucks. And not like I said, it's not the game itself sucks. It's not my
You got to be
cup
into
of
the
tea.
setting, man. You know, it's a big part of the game. You know
Literally.
what I mean? Like,
in this one, it feels like I'm like, okay, it feels like a thing that could happen. Like, I feel like I'm here, like in this small town, kind of isolated from the rest of Japan, like the world.
I like the characters.
The characters are so much better.
Yeah.
Chie and Yukiko.
Yeah.
And,
Yukiko. Yeah, man.
And
hell yeah.
And so like
Teddy.
Teddy.
I love Teddy's
Teddy's
weird
so
ass,
good.
dude.
Yeah, and your friend Yosuke, is that how you say it? Yosuke, and then Daisuke or whatever, the guy. Like there's so many more characters that I actually care about. And then like it's like very like I enjoy playing the sim part of this one. And so like I've realized, and I realized pretty early, like just go ahead and do whatever the fuck, throughout the day. Like just try and build up your stuff and not worry about getting into the TV to fight, whatever. Like, because like whenever they first mentioned it, like whenever we're going to try to save Yukiko or whatever, or I don't even remember who we went. Yeah, it was Yukiko first. And so we basically, they were like, oh, we need to go into the TV. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went in and got like all the way to the 8th floor and like in one go.
That's what I always do. I get all the way to the end and then I just put it off as long as possible. And then I'm like, all right, let's go in there and finish it up.
Literally. Yeah. And I'm just building like connections or with the social link stuff with people. And then like, I want to go fishing. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I have like a book for it and stuff. And so like, I know it's got to have something to do with the kid with the bugs, but I'm not sure. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Because like he keeps giving me bugs, which can only be used to fish, but I need to find a fishing hook. I don't know. I hope I find it soon because I'm not looking it up. But I don't want to go the whole game without being able to fish.
I honestly can't remember. I think there might be some social link you have to progress, but I'm not sure if it's the kid or not. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
There's a lot of weird social links in that game, like that are kind of like hidden. I
know. Yeah, like I got the fox at the shrine. Like that one was just random, and I'm kind of like already kind of guessing who's the killer. And I'm definitely like kind of I believe it's the what's his name, Daijimo is like your uncle or whatever, his like assistant. I'm like, all right, this guy's got to be the killer. But like he's always hanging out at Juness or whatever, and like just he's just off. He's always telling us stuff about the case. And I'm like, why are you telling us this stuff?
The whole game, I was like, wouldn't it be creepy if it was just fucking Teddy?
Dude, that would have been cool if it was Teddy at the end. But yeah, I'm interested to know. Like, does it tell you at the end, or like is it one of those open-ended?
No. It has a crazy ending with lots of cool twists and stuff.
Good. All right. That's what I want. And I'm hoping that I can figure it out before it actually happens. I like guessing, not guessing, but like trying to play detective and figure that shit out. But that's what I like about this one is that it's figuring it out. It's not like in 5 where it's just a bunch of mind palaces for no reason. It's like mini things where it's like, oh, the teacher's a scumbag. We got to get him in trouble. Yeah. Or like this person.
There's an actual fucking killer on the loose here.
He's like straight up just throwing people in there so they'll die. He's already killed 2 people, like just right off the bat. So it's
one thing about this game that's pretty cool is there's actually a good ending and a bad ending in this game.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What determines that? Like
I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a social link thing.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't do the bad ending, the game, like if you do the bad ending, the game is like 18 hours shorter or some shit.
Holy shit.
There's like a whole extra like fucking dungeon and shit and like story segment that's like completely cut out of the game if you do the bad ending.
Do you have to be the bad guy because like I'm super nice to everybody. Like I try to play all the links. I already did like my midterms and was like, I fucking aced that
Hell
shit.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's like you feel like you're actually doing stuff. And then I've got like I'm in the the basketball
Oh yeah,
soccer
yeah,
club.
the sports stuff. I love
Yeah.
that. That was cool. I like how you got to pick a fucking club or whatever.
Did you do the drama club? I'm in the drama
I
club.
can't remember which one I did, honestly. It's been
Yeah.
a minute since I played that shit, but
And so now I'm like trying to make all these relationships work out and all this stuff, and then it gets kind of overwhelming because you have like they'll be like, oh, you need to come to basketball practice.
yeah, they're
but
all
I've been going
vying
to
for your attention and
yeah.
shit. Yeah,
It's like, damn, fucking chill out, bro. Like I've got like 10 days before fog sets in. But yeah, and like Naniko or whatever, what's her name? Naniko, the little sister,
Oh,
or like
yeah.
your cousin. And then like you feel bad for her, so the whole time I'm like trying to hang out with her, like bring her along with us.
big bro.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I feel bad now. Yeah, like so that, and then you got your garden, you got like books to
the
read.
garden, yeah.
I feel like
They
they
did
don't
a great
give you enough
job in that
time.
game, man. That's the whole point, though. It's like there's replayability there because like there's not enough time. Like you have to go back and you have to focus on certain things if you really want to like get all the way through the progression, and that makes it to where you have to exclude certain things. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just like half baked in every.
That's true. I need to just pick a side and just go with, or like pick like random like ones that I'm like, all right, I'm dedicating to this.
Yeah.
But it's like the basketball player friends will get like upset at you if you don't like go to practice for a long time and stuff.
I'm pretty sure if you get two girls and like romance both of them, like on Valentine's Day, they'll all just like come slap you in the fucking face, like,
really,
or something like
yeah,
that.
I think, and it's crazy how the holidays work, like like for real. And then I don't know, it's just a really fun game. It's really complex for such a linear game.
Yeah.
And honestly, my least favorite part about the game is the battles. Like
Yeah.
I could give a fuck less about like actually going and battling and doing, like I just want to live this like simulation life and like solve the mystery. Like I might even just put it on easy mode because I do not give a fuck about the fighting.
No,
like,
that's very real. I enjoy the like fighting, but mostly for like the collecting aspects. Like I kind of like collecting the different monsters and stuff, and like sacrificing them and getting new monsters and shit. Like that's all fun to me. You know what I mean?
it is fun.
But I do agree. My favorite part is just the life aspect of it. You know what I mean?
It almost slows the fun down for me. Every time I have to go back into the TV, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to have to go through this whole dungeon again, or through a dungeon, because it's just boring. You're just kind of wandering around till you go find a staircase, and then
I think the combat and stuff is way better in 5 for sure. You know what I mean? Like it's all the same, but like it's got a way better UI and like it's way more like fluid and like fast paced and shit in 5, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
But I will say this, and the same with fucking 3. Like it's been progressively better with each one. I'm excited about 3 remake. I think with all the shit they've learned about 5 and all,
3 remake.
I think 3 remake is going to be great. It's going to be a step. I feel like it's going to be a step back in scale from 5, which is going to be a good thing because they're going to be like 4. They're going to be focused to like densely pack the world that they've built in 3 because I think they are adding some more shit to it. It's not just going to be like a, reskin. Like it's gonna be like a complete like rework from the ground up.
I never played 3, so I have no idea what the story in that one's about.
3 is weird. It's like vampires and shit or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't actually play through 3. I played like the beginning of it like a few times.
It's just too old.
Well, yeah. Like the PSP version is like the newer one, and like it's got more content, but like the way it's laid out is stupid. And then the PS2 version has less content, so I feel like I'm getting gypped out of content. You know what I mean?
So the remake will be good then.
It'll be perfect. I think it'll be the perfect balance of both.
But it's crazy playing Persona 4 Golden on Game Pass and like knowing it's a PSP game. Like it does not feel.
It originally came out on PS2. You know what I mean?
Did it? Yeah, I was about to say.
PS Vita is where it actually found its home.
Was it Vita?
Yeah, Vita.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about to say it feels like a Sega, not Genesis, but a Sega Dreamcast game. Like it reminds me of Shenmue.
Yeah, it
like,
really does.
It feels like a more like
polished,
interesting Shenmue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's what Shenmue was kind of like going for. I feel like, but then again, Shenmue was like
before, way before. But you know, like that, you can tell this game was inspired by Shenmue.
Definitely.
And they did really well with it. Like, but yeah, I love it. And I'm hoping I will see it all the way through. And I think I might have to set it to easy to do that because I just do not like the battling.
Dude, yeah, go for it, man. Like, I say set it to easy, man. You know, blast through the battles, you know.
It's so boring. Like, I honestly, like, I don't know why, but, like, everything else, and I mean, like, if I was in the mood to, like, battle, I'm sure it would be fun. Like, it has a very Pokemon
it's
feel to it.
It's still fun on easy. I was about to say, easy just makes it about, like, Pokemon difficulty. Like, it's not, like you know, so stupid easy that it's just, like, you know.
I just hated, like fighting Yukiko and, like, you only have one persona that has one small attack that can, you know, weaken it. And then, like, you're sitting there like, oh, my gosh. And, like, going in circles, like, I had to do it, like, 3 times to beat it.
Dude, some of those boss fights are so drawn out. The last boss fight in the game is, like, ridiculously long. Fucking.
Oh, no.
But I say turn it to easy, man.
Yeah,
it makes the boss fights less obnoxious and the normal fights just, like, normal. You know what I mean?
That's fine with me. I don't care for difficulty. I just want to get back to the sim. But anyways, that's all I've been playing besides, like, Warzone.
Nice.
So we're going to get to the video game news. So just so everybody knows, we are using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of these articles as our own. We're simply bringing them all to one place for you. Oh, goodness. That energy drink is fighting me. Wants me to burp.
I'm going to crack into mine in a second. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Get energized. Well, I guess let's start with the Pokemon Presents that took place like last
let's do that because I don't have a whole lot of news other than the Pokemon stuff. So I say you just read through the Pokemon stuff and then we go off on the other stuff.
Yeah, there's not too much other stuff, but
I'm gonna grab my energy
you
drink
do
while
that.
we do this too.
So the Pokemon Presents event was honestly, I don't know what day this was. I think it was like last week or like right after we did the episode last week. But let's see. The first thing they showed off at the Pokemon Presents was the Path to the Peak, or it was called Path to the Peak. It's a new animated series focused on the trading card game. I think, like, for me now, it looks too kiddish and not cool, but, like, I wish this would have been a thing when I was a kid.
It's focused on the trading card game?
Yeah.
Are they playing the game in the show?
Yeah. So at the start of the event, we got a first look at Pokemon Path to the Peak, a new animated short series focused on the official Pokemon trading card game. The new animated series will premiere at the Pokemon World Championships, which begin later this week.
So it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, but Pokemon?
Yes, but
Yu-Gi-Oh-Kimon?
It looks like something like that would be on, like, Toon Disney or something, though. Like, it's like a very, like, kid focus. Like, I'm talking little kid focus. Like,
it's because only adults are buying the Pokemon cards right now. They need to get little kids back into it.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's like very early childhood looking. But I know if I was a kid, I'd be hyped for this. But, like,
I know if I was a parent, I would be forcing my kids to watch this so I could make them want Pokemon cards so I could be like, oh, man, I got to buy the kids Pokemon cards. You know what I mean?
It's like all
I guess
of
I'll
our
have to
paycheck.
get one for me, too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, yeah, so we got to see that. I'm sure it'll be great for those who are going to watch it. But we already knew we were getting a sequel to the Nintendo 3DS game Detective Pikachu, but in the Presents, we got the first trailer, which introduces some characters that will appear along with the game with some gameplay. Most notably, Detective Pikachu Returns will allow you to investigate various crime scenes. Yeah, that comes October 6th, exclusively to Nintendo Switch.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I know the first Detective Pikachu was pretty popular.
Yeah, it was popular.
The movie was pretty popular.
The movie was nothing like the game, but
No.
yeah, it was a good movie.
People like the detective and the Pikachu.
You
okay?
put them together, and you know what you get.
You know what you get.
Yeah. So then we got our first look at Pokemon Horizons, which is the series. While not much was shared, we do know that it will be set in the Paldea region. Based on the Pokemon that appeared in the series. A release date has not been announced, but we do know that it is coming soon, according to the Pokemon Company. Now, nearly a year after Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released, Pokemon Go is finally getting Pocket Monsters that are native to the Paldea region. These Pokemon will be available starting next month.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the Pokemon Company announced that Pokemon Trading Card Game and Pokemon Stadium 2 are coming to Nintendo Switch Online services today.
Oh, that's cool.
Or, well, that day. They're
I've
already
been
on
playing
there.
the shit out of Pokemon Trading Card Game. I actually forgot to mention that. I've been playing it on
Game Boy?
I've been playing the Game
Oh,
Boy
ROM.
version on, Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But it's been
It's a good game.
It's been really nice.
You know there's a sequel to it that's Japan only?
What?
Yeah.
Is there like an English language option?
I'm
in
sure
the game?
there's. I'm sure you can find one. Like, no, I don't think there was an official one, but like,
That's a shame.
but I think people have translated it like online. Like, if you can get an English ROM version of it.
Damn. That's one of the best damn Game Boy games out there, man.
It really is.
It's really good.
But I don't think Americans liked it enough. Like, Americans just wanted the actual game, so like that's why we didn't get the sequel. But apparently the sequel is like way better than the first one.
Damn, I believe it. That's a shame.
It's pretty cool.
They should have put it in America.
Right. But Pokemon Trading Card Game is available now on Switch, Nintendo Switch Online subscription, and those with Switch Online Plus expansion pack have access to that in addition to Pokemon Stadium 2.
I guess it's way harder to like localize a game back then than it is nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, you probably had to have a special fucking cartridge that would like boot up a special fucking way, so it wasn't just like a Japanese game and like you had to sort through a Japanese menu to get to the fucking. You know what I mean? Like,
well, not even like that.
Like nowadays, they could just sell you a digital copy, and it would just automatically boot up to whatever language you have preset for your console. You know what I mean? Like,
well, what they would do is they would only sell the Japanese ones in Japan, and then they would sell English versions in America. Like, it's not like it would boot up and you pick which one you want.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's why you could. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like it would make it more difficult for the player. Like they would have to like pick the language and stuff.
No, I'm just saying like that's why they would never do that. But like it's just like nowadays it's not like a big deal.
No,
you know what I mean. But like it's crazy that back then
you had like a whole team that was dedicated to translating everything back then, and then it had to go through like a rigorous like. They would check over to make sure that the translations made sense in like American context and stuff. That's like why in the Pokemon movie when they're eating, like obviously they're eating fucking like rice balls and like shit. They call them donuts, like because they knew American people had no idea what like sushi and rice balls were.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's how they would do it in games. You know, they would say like some random shit that America is like, oh, this is chicken, but like on the screen it looks like a fish. You know, like some weird. It's so
like
funny.
we don't get what a fish is.
Yeah.
Just like,
well, or like that specific type of. It looks like a
dumb Americans. They only get chicken.
You know, like the little like the rice. It's like in a like Dorito.
No, I know
triangle.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I'm picturing it in my head right now.
Like I forget what that's called.
Like,
yeah, I've never had one of those.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea because it's been labeled as donuts
Yeah.
and chicken my whole life. You know? That's why I like donuts so much.
KFC, dude. No, but Pokemon Scarlet and Violet players can add Mew and Mewtwo into their collection. You can obtain Mew now by entering the password "Get Your Mew" in the mystery gift menu in Scarlet or Violet. But the password is valid until September 18th.
I remember when it was like hard to get a Mew. You know,
Yeah.
you had to like work for it. You know, you had to sail up and down the coast and fucking fight missing O's and shit. You know, it's like
you had to break the game basically. Yeah.
What do we got nowadays? You know.
Well, now they just enter
a
password.
Now you just get it.
Yeah, but I think it's because they spent all this time trying to put it into the game and like animate it and all this stuff that they're like, just fucking take it. Like
They should hide one in the game somewhere for funsies.
There's no more mystery in the world, Brent. We don't live in the great days of the mystery. Now you can just Google everything.
Okay. Here's the dealio.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now the reason why Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, fucking Zelda, and hopefully Starfield are all fucking gonna be like remembered as some of the best games of all time is because they found a way to make it mysterious in a land where nothing is mysterious anymore. You know what I mean? Like the fact that I like weeks into playing Elden Ring, I was still discovering new shit and none of it was spoiled for me. You know what I mean? Like that is like a fucking feat of sorcery. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's how you make a hot game nowadays. Is fucking make it mysterious.
Well,
you know what I mean? And give me mysteries to explore. Let me find out these mysteries myself.
Yeah, don't just tell you.
And make so many that there's no way to possibly just put it all online at once. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure. And that's another thing. Like, I wish I could go back to not knowing how a video game is made, because like I remember just the like amazement and like just the mystery of playing a video game and not understanding the rules to like how like I'd be like, if I can get outside of this wall, I bet you there's so many cool things.
That's why you need to play Baldur's Gate 3, bro, because like you will get a fucking enjoyment out of thinking you know the rules and then trying to like push it as far as you go and then being delighted when it goes way further than you expect it to. You know what I mean?
Just end up in the back rooms.
It's right? For real. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. You can just do anything, man. You can pick up barrels and just throw them off the ledge at people. Like, I've pushed whole-ass bosses just off cliffs. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like full health bar and everything. I'm just like, bloop, and they just... Like,
you just win?
Like, you can tell it was meant to be like a crazy fight, and like they probably had some cool shit on their corpse that I should have looted, but like they're just in the fucking abyss now. You know what I mean?
That you're gonna run into them later down in the abyss, like.
I hope not, man. You push them, and then it's just like 400 XP for everybody, and it's like, all right, that worked out.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, see, I like that. I'm definitely gonna give it a go though, just because of that. But also, we got our first look at Pokemon Paldean Winds, a new anime series set in the Paldea region. Much like the games, it is based on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Pokemon Paldean Winds will focus on a student who wants to become a Pokemon trainer. And then we got an extended look at the expansion pack and a look at new gameplay for the Teal Mask, the first of 2 paid DLC expansions coming to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The presentation introduced 2 new characters and confirmed that those that play the expansion will have a chance to catch a handful of new Pokemon not already available in the base game for Scarlet and Violet. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Teal Mask arrives September 13th on Nintendo Switch.
They didn't say anything about the other one?
Not yet. They didn't give a release date or anything yet.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it for the Pokemon Presents of August 2023.
Well, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not too hyped for it because the game itself is like, all right. It was like, okay, you know, it was fun while it lasted. I already collected. I caught every Pokemon, you know, when it first dropped. So like,
yeah, like I had my fun with it. You know, I think I had just about as much fun with it as I've had with every other Pokemon game.
Literally,
you know, I don't think I had more or less fun than any other normal Pokemon game. You know what I mean? It was a very cool concept, and I think they executed it as good as they could.
Well, no. And I think
Tears of the Kingdom proved that. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you know what I mean? I'm giving them a little slack because it's Pokemon.
And it's their first one, yeah. Like, open world one. Like, the next open world Pokemon they do has to be fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like,
they did take a big step up from, like, their first try, which I think was Arceus, you know what I mean?
Which was it was not a mainline Pokemon game. It was, like, supposed to be, like,
but you could tell that was their first attempt at, like, you know, what they ended up doing with, you know, Scarlet and Violet. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't mind if they would just go back to the old shit and just make it more rich. Yeah, like put side quests in it or something. Go back to the old format, but like add like new mechanics.
Make it more
to the
modern.
Game. Yeah.
Yeah, like give it like you know, make it like Baldur's Gate but Pokemon.
That would be so fucking tight, dude. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Even like the way that plays, like if you just had like a team of like 3 Pokemon, right? And you send them out at the beginning of every battle, and then there's 3 Pokemon on the other side, and like you're moving them around like XCOM style and fighting the Pokemon against each other. That would be fucking amazing. Bro.
They have a game like that, by the way, a Pokemon Conquest on the DS.
Really?
Do you remember that?
No.
That was like one of my favorite DS games.
That sounds awesome, dude. I'd definitely play that.
It was just like Final Fantasy Tactics, but Pokemon versus like some game called Conquest, like that. I guess we don't have in the U.S. or something, but the game itself, Pokemon Conquest, was dope as fuck. It was so fun.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, you should check that out on your ROMs.
Dude, I forgot to mention, I've tried the multiplayer on Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday also. I'll stop talking about
how was
Gate
it?
3 pretty soon, but It was amazing. I played for like fucking 6 hours yesterday with my buddy. Like we just sat there and started a new game and like we ran through. And it's cool because you can like both go do your own thing and like go talk to
Just
other
meet
people.
up.
Or you can like walk around and like if he talks to somebody, like it'll show the two characters standing in front of each other and then you can walk up to their conversation and push like A and it'll be like listen or whatever and you can like listen to what they're saying and you can like vote and like, you know, cast your vote or like what you want them to do.
Yeah.
And like he was playing with his wife on split screen and they were playing split screen together on his computer with me online. So like they're both on the same console. I'm on my own computer and we're all playing together online. It was fucking
That's insane.
It was really cool, bro.
So like, but does your stories line up with each other if you want them to?
Yeah. So, like, basically, you're all a party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if there's, like, a major story event, like, it'll be, like, you know, wait for your party or whatever. But, like, that's few and far between. Like, most of the stuff you can do on your own if you choose to, you know?
Yeah.
And that includes, like, recruiting party members and stuff. So, like, we only had 3. So it fills the 4th spot with one of the NPC party members you find in the game or whatever. So, like, you know, as you come across them, like, whoever discovered the party member can, like, attach that party member to them. You know what I mean? So, like, they were both playing together, so I just took over the extra character duties or whatever, and I just played as 2 characters, basically. But one, like, the NPC character just followed me around. You know what I mean? And they kind of, like, followed each other around. Anyways, it was really cool, and like it gives you a lot of freedom to like play separately but also play together. And like even on their split screen, like they could go apart from each other and fucking have separate conversations and stuff, which I imagine is kind of disorienting when you're playing on the same screen together. But like,
I'm sure, but that's what I always imagined would be really cool for like Skyrim or something like that. If you could just have a split screen and like just go off and do your own adventure.
That's why I think it's so neat. I mean, like that's a feature that I've always wanted in a game like this.
Same.
And it's like one of the few games that actually dares to pull it off, you know? And they do a pretty good job. I mean, like all things considering, the fact that you can split screen with a buddy is like just magic.
But what if you go off and you kill a squirrel? And will he be able to talk to that squirrel on? It's just gone.
No, the squirrel's dead. If you kill a squirrel in the world, that squirrel is going to be dead in both of our worlds.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
So you could ruin somebody's whole story, you know, though.
You could.
If you're playing together.
You absolutely could. Like, you could have a conversation with somebody and organize the whole thing, and then your other friend could come up right behind you and just stab that person right in the face.
Just fuck it up. That's awesome.
What I mean? Yeah.
That's terrible, but it's awesome.
I'm pretty sure you could even fight each other if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I think also in multiplayer, though, or like co-op, whoever's hosting the game has to be there for you to play it. Like, you can't just go back in.
Yeah, no. My buddy was hosting on the last one, and I couldn't even save the game. Like, he has to manage the saves and stuff, you know what I mean? So, like, if I want to play my character for his game, I don't know if I can do that.
You can't.
You know
like,
what I mean?
he has to start it up, and you have to join in on it, basically.
Yeah.
That's how it was
okay,
with
though.
the Forest.
Yeah, I think it levels you up according to like how if he played without me and leveled up a few times, I think it would automatically like level my
you up,
character
too.
up too. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, what you got for news?
Let's see what we got. I don't have too much, but I got something. Netflix is finally going to start streaming games on their thing. Like they've been doing games, but it's like mobile games, you know what I mean? Now they're going to start adding shit to their streaming thing.
Like what?
Let me read the article. Let's see. Netflix gaming output has been limited to mobile games, but the streaming giant is now expanding in a big way. The company is bringing titles to TV screens and computers by way of streaming. A limited beta test is now live in Canada, in the UK for TVs, with support for PC and Mac coming the next few weeks. As part of this test, people can try the games Oxenfree and Molehue's Mining Adventure on their phone using their phone as a controller for games played on TV, and keyboard and mouse for games played on Netflix.com. This limited beta is meant to test our game streaming technology and controller and to improve the member experience over time.
I mean, that's still kind of mobile. Oxenfree is like a fairly mobile game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to start with like, low, games that don't require a lot of data to be sent back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Still pretty cool though that it's like games that are notable like
it's
Oxenfree.
Neat that like you can link your phone up to the app and like, use it as a controller if you're playing on a TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd much rather just use a PlayStation or a Xbox controller though, which
For
I'm sure you could.
I mean, well, I'm sure once they launch this like universally, like through the PlayStation,
Just
Xbox,
Bluetooth
they'll probably just make it work right through the controller. You know what I mean?
That would be cool. So Overwatch 2 has the ignominious honor of becoming the worst user-reviewed game on Steam ever. Although its recent
I saw that.
although its recent launch on the platform has seen tens of thousands of players. That's not that many, I would think. According to Steam 250, which tracks the 100 worst Steam games of all time, according to user reviews, Overwatch 2 has a score of just 0.96 based on an approval rating of 10% from 92,028 votes.
It's hardcore, man.
That's enough for Overwatch 2 to top Steam 250's list, beating the previous #1 card battler game, War of the Three Kingdoms, from Chinese developer Youka or something. So why is Overwatch 2, a game that launched first on PC and console late 2022, suffering so badly in terms of user reviews on Steam just days after it launched on Valve's platform? Most of the negative reviews focus on one thing: monetization. Blizzard was heavily criticized when Overwatch 2 launched last year, as it forced its premium predecessor to update into a free-to-play sequel, rendering the original Overwatch unplayable. Since then, Overwatch 2 has endured a number of controversies, including the cancellation of its long-awaited PvE hero mode, the one feature players said that justified the sequel's existence. One review from Steam user Orngay sums up the sentiment. Quote, Overwatch 2 has no respect for you. It's an attempt to pry open your wallet while masquerading as the game it used to be, end quote. According to Daniel Ahmad, director of research and insights at Nico Partners, Overwatch 2 is also suffering heavy criticism from Chinese users. In a tweet, Ahmad pointed out nearly 2/3 of Overwatch 2 Steam user reviews are written in simplified Chinese, with 97% being negative. So,
that's bad news. You got to keep the Chinese overlords happy.
Yeah, Chinese #1.
I mean, China #1.
Yeah.
And China owns freaking Blizzard at this point, basically. I mean, like, Microsoft owns Blizzard, but let's be very clear. Fucking Tencent has a huge stake in fucking Activision Blizzard as well, I'm pretty sure. Am I incorrect in this? Hold up, let me check this out.
Once Xbox buys the company, I don't think that will stay the way it is. I don't know how that works. I honestly am not business savvy enough to know how, like, when a company is completely bought outright, like, does it go into the Microsoft shares? Like, does Tencent shares like transfer over? Like, what happens?
I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, they've got 5% invested. They've got 5% of the shares of Activision Blizzard, which isn't a lot, but it's not a fucking small amount either, considering how big of a company it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. What happens to a company's shareholders when the company...
Oh, let's see. It says Activision Blizzard was sold to Microsoft, and so were the minority shares that Tencent owned for almost 10 years.
So they don't own it
They don't
anymore.
own it anymore, no.
Yeah. So, it says if the deal is an all cash deal, all the shares of the stock will be removed from the portfolio at a point based on the deal's final day. So basically, they have no say. Like, if the company gets bought,
there's no way that was an all cash.
It was all
deal.
cash.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember that? That was like such a big deal because
they pulled up with like a briefcase, just like
Microsoft was like, "We're gonna buy it
fucking
all cash,
gangster, dude.
like straight up." Like,
can you imagine the fucking transaction there? Just like they have a bunch of dudes with like suitcases and
guns and fucking like
a Brinks
tanks.
Truck just pulls up, fucking.
You got fucking like fucking the National Guard,
dude, for real though.
Like, but that's what I mean. You got to think, like, This is like the biggest company in the world, or one of the biggest companies in the world, like making this purchase.
That's got to be one of the biggest cash purchases of anything
It
ever.
is. It was half their revenue, or like half of their.
Yeah, but I mean, like what has
worth.
been purchased just in straight up cash? Just like, here's the cash, no credit cards, no fucking
No credit. Imagine the credit card.
I'm just saying, like, no fucking plastic, no fucking
loans,
IOUs or anything. Just like, here's this amount of money cash. Like, what? Who's made a bigger purchase than that? You know what I mean? Like,
nobody. I think maybe Disney. Disney's bought a lot of
cash, though. Like, straight up, just rolled up to their fucking office. Like, not.
I would assume so, because
we're not like depositing it in your bank account. This isn't a fucking.
Well,
like,
okay.
Like, we're rolling up in cash.
When they say all cash, it doesn't necessarily mean that they roll up and hand them the cash. They can do it by bank transfer, but what I'm saying is it's not. It's all
because I'm imagining just like straight cash right now. You know what I mean?
The cash. Like the cash part of this doesn't mean it can't be in the
like
bank.
That scene in Breaking Bad where he's like laying on the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what I'm imagining.
It's a lot like that,
except for Microsoft.
Yeah,
Microsoft is the dude laying on the money. Phil Spencer is just like
he's like here
sprawled
you go.
out on a bed of money, king size.
Well, they're giving it away. So yeah, it's like, think about, like, Disney wants total control over everything they purchase. So yeah, it's probably all cash when they buy things. Like whenever they bought out Fox, whenever they bought out whatchamacallit, fucking Star Wars, whenever they bought out basically everything George Lucas owned, which was like $2 billion or something like that.
How much for his family? We'll take it.
$2 billion. Like, we want total control, no usurpers, and they just like kill off his whole family.
Execute Order 66.
Literally, like nobody's coming back to sue us for anything. But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, interesting Overwatch news there.
Wow.
Yeah, once Microsoft has like total control over all this shit, they're gonna have so much shit they have to repair. Like with everybody being upset about Diablo 4, everybody being upset about Overwatch.
World War III is just gonna be Microsoft versus China.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all the video games get bought up, and then it's just gonna be a real war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like our government's gonna beg Microsoft for help. Like, in the
PlayStation's gonna have to beg China for help. That's where this is going.
No,
you know what I mean?
don't. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be real bad.
PlayStation's gonna be like, please, China #1.
No. Everybody who needs their help has to say that.
They're like, say it.
Let me hear you say it. China #1.
We've got all the games you could want.
Yeah.
We just need 3 little words from it. Wait.
Yeah, that's 3 words.
3 little words.
2 words and a number. The best number. No. But yeah, what you got, Brett?
For the best country. All right. Moving on. Ubisoft has announced that Assassin's Creed's Mirage release date has been moved up 1 week from October 12th to October 5th.
Like, wow, it really didn't take us long to make this bullshit game.
Like, if we just cut back to all the classic shit and don't give you any of the new features, it's no time at all.
Yeah, it's insane. Like,
have you heard about all these developers that are mad about Baldur's Gate, and they're like coming out with statements like, don't expect this quality of game to be a regular thing and blah blah blah. Like it's like a real thing. Like there's actual fucking developers from Blizzard and stuff that are coming out and
be like, this is unrealistic.
They're like, first of all, they had a team of 400 people and they worked for 3 years and it was in early access and blah blah blah. Like there's no way this could ever be the norm. And
I mean, it could
there's
be.
teams that are way bigger working on way worse games for way long, just as long. You know what I mean?
How big is the team that works on Call of Duty? It's got to be at least 1,000 people. But
absolutely massive.
But they also put them out every year.
How big is the team that worked on Diablo 4?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's a big ass team.
Let's think about that for a second, because that's a game that's directly. It's
comparable, but in a different way.
It's different, yeah.
Way less focused on dialogue, more focused on loot and you know.
And I'm not saying Diablo 4 was bad by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it was good when it dropped,
game,
but they already fucked it up.
But it's not gonna be remembered for all time. You know what I mean?
Diablo 2 was, but that was a time past,
Yeah.
and we've moved on now. But there's Path of Exile, which is like coming out next year.
I just think, maybe it's time to do something different with Diablo. Like, Baldur's Gate took a brave move by, like, just fully incorporating D&D's rule set into the gameplay. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have to do that. As a matter of fact, it's kind of weird that they did that. But it was, like, it was a brave, fucking awesome choice, and it made the game a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's something new. It's something you've never
new.
seen.
I say take a risk, man. We need some developers out here taking risks.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree. Man, yeah, the more you talk about it, makes me want to play it more.
I'm sorry. I'll play it with you. I'll start a new game. We go in, dude. It's going to be great.
I'm down, dude. I'm down to do that for sure. Turn 10 has confirmed that the upcoming Forza Motorsport won't have certain features at launch. Starting to sound a little Halo Infinity around here, including split-screen functionality.
Oh, no. Starting real Halo Infinity around here. Wait, what game is this?
Forza Motorsport, the new Forza game coming out, which I don't really care, but at the same time, it says...
For a racing game, that'd be kind of cool to have,
Yeah.
And you want to hang out with your buds and race.
I'm not gonna lie, like this has I have no relatability to this because I don't play split screen games anymore, but at the same time I get why people would be upset. But in the most recent Forza Monthly broadcast, creative director Chris Sasaki explained that the game won't support split screen, spectator mode, or being able to race against AI in certain multiplayer modes. Quote, having players come into a featured multiplayer event and taking player slots and then spectating, it's not really the racing we had intended, Asaki explained. Similarly, racing with AI in featured multiplayer with all its potential impacts on your safety rating also didn't make a whole lot of sense to have and is not going to be available for us at launch. So Asaki touched upon the reasoning for excluding split screen, saying that pushing the graphics required a complete overhaul of the game's rendering engine. As a result, split screen was difficult to add in and won't be available at launch.
Just fucking make the split screen mode look worse, dog.
Yeah.
Like, duh. Like, that's what they've been doing since the fucking dawn of time. Like, you think fucking Call of Duty doesn't, like, cut it back a little whenever you're playing split screen? Like, fucking,
exactly.
Like...
I think it's an excuse.
Take the fucking ray tracing off, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut it back to 30 frames per second. Like, make some kind of concession when you're in split screen mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a deal.
No.
I get it. I mean, I'm sure I don't know all the particulars about development, But
get real, bro.
But the fact that I'm like halfway in a different map than my friend on fucking Baldur's Gate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, while you're
can
playing
make that
split
shit
screen,
work, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in different maps, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's loaded into a different
It's like
map.
you guys have two separate games happening
That's what I'm
that
saying.
are still
Like,
interacting
that's
somehow.
crazy. Like,
The game is set to launch on October 10th for PC and Xbox Series X and S, and will also be included on Game Pass the day it releases. But, yeah, man. I mean, Xbox, come on. Even Forza Motorsport, like, bro, like literally,
what is going on over there, dude? I feel like they just have like a frat house where they're all partying and they're like forgetting to do their work. You know, they're like,
oh shit, dude, the split screen.
Oh,
fuck,
shit.
man. Yeah. Oh well, it's all good, dude. We'll just tell everybody; they'll be cool with it. It's like, yeah, man, just come clean. It's like, yeah, but it just seems like a bad idea. Like, I don't know, Xbox. Like, I think this generation is all about them trying to get managed. Like, I feel like they've never had this many studios, so like they don't know how to manage all of them or like how to make sure everything's happening at each one. It's like Sony's got that down because they've been with these studios forever, and like they've created.
Sony's had like a fucking 20-year plan that they've been following for the past like 10 years, like they know, like this is all forethought, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on their end.
And Xbox was like, fuck, we're going to throw a wild card because we did so bad last gen. We're just going to buy a bunch of studios, but we don't know how to handle all these studios. Like, we have them all, but we don't know what the fuck to do with them. Like, so they've got like maybe Starfield is going to be the one good thing. And
dude, Starfield has really got to pull through. Like, I'm really counting on Starfield right now, dude. Like,
I'm not. I'm excited for it, but I have like my expectations like pretty well set. Where I'm like, I'm going in with medium expectations. That way, if it's bad, I'm not dropping too low, and if it's great, I'm excited because
Here's the thing, though. it's got to be great at this point. Like, I mean, and not just like for the like, it doesn't have to be great to sell well or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
but like,
just for
coming
Xbox's,
off the heels
yeah.
of fucking Baldur's Gate 3, like,
Oh,
if,
yeah.
if it wants to get like insanely good review scores from all these reviewers, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna have to push the
Oh, it's
fucking
going to.
medium. You know what I'm saying?
Not it's going to. It's going to have to. My
Yeah.
bad. But I agree.
And I think it will too. That's the thing. Like, I really think this is going to be the most compelling game of the year argument we've had in years. You know what I mean? Like, every year there's been like, you know, at most like 2 games, and you're like, oh, maybe it's one of those 2. You know, this
Yeah.
time like there are 3 games that are probably the best games. Like, I can't jump the gun on Starfield. It might suck ass,
Yeah,
you know, but
it
I am
might.
so confident that it's going to be good. With the faith that Todd Howard has in it and all his experience and the way everybody's gassing it up, there's no way Starfield's going to just suck. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to suck, but I don't think it can live up to Baldur's Gate level of depth. Like,
if it can even match Fallout 4 in like depth,
I think it'll be more Fallout 4 than anything.
I think if it can match Fallout 4's depth, and Baldur's Gate 3 is very Fallout 4-y. You know what I'm saying? In the scope of like you can do whatever you want and like the size of the map, it's very It's very Fallout 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think if it can match Fallout 4's level of scope and depth, then we'll have a serious, like, you know, it'll be a serious conversation about Game of the Year, you know what I mean? Because, like, Zelda's not entirely out of the talk, you know? It was still an incredible game, you know what I mean? And, like, the physics systems are just unparalleled. Like, there's just a wild conversation to be had there, and it's, like, really worth thinking about, you know?
Yeah, I would hope that it's more like Fallout New Vegas or 3 level. Like, 4 was great, but I feel like I had the most, like, connection with those games. Like,
yeah.
I hope it's on that level of like.
I find myself going back to 4 more often.
Well, probably because it's the most like up to date of them. Like it's the most like replayable, or not replayable, but the most like playable in modern time.
Yeah, it definitely is the prettiest looking one.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a fucking PC game from the early 90s. But like I don't know. I just hope that it lives up to something of the old Fallout games. But anyways, you got any more news?
Let's see. THQ Nordic has announced South Park Snow Day for PC, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series X and S.
Nice.
The game is set to release sometime in 2024. It looks like a Diablo clone with a South Park skin. Like it's like a top-down like beat-em-up game or something like that.
Yeah, it's also a reference to the N64 game, like where you could pee in snowballs and throw them.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure that's like the whole gimmick is like, hey, it's South Park snowball throwing,
Yeah.
So
the little short clip of gameplay they showed almost looked like that Marvel game back in the day where you're like
Alliance.
Ultimate
Alliance.
Yeah.
I agree. It looks like that. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like on the level of the Stick of Truth or anything like that.
At least not like production value wise, because those games were really well acted and hilarious. But
those were Ubisoft though, right? I think those were Ubisoft.
Those are both made by Ubisoft.
So this is a whole different South Park.
I'm not hating.
Team.
I like South Park. I like games like that. It might be a good chuckle. We'll see.
A good chuckle.
Good chuckle.
Yeah. So to kick off QuakeCon 2023, Bethesda and id Software have released a remaster of Quake 2, complete with visual enhancements, a new expansion, multiplayer, and the Nintendo 64 version of Quake 2 bundled in. This remaster is available now on Xbox One and Series S and X, Nintendo Switch, PC, and both PS4 and PS5. It's also available through Xbox and PC Game Pass and is playable via Xbox Cloud Gaming. But it's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool that they remastered it and just released it, and like you can just go play it. But yeah, Quake 2, it's a boomer shooter. It's definitely like got that old school like Doom feel to it, but it's a little bit more 3D. Like instead of like the 2D enemy sprites and stuff, it's like full 3D and everything.
If you're really fucking into that kind of shit, you got to check out. If you have an RTX graphics card, you got to check out the Quake RTX.
Oh,
you
yeah,
seen
I'm
that?
sure, yeah.
When they first put out the fucking 20 series graphics cards, that was like their flagship. Like, check this out. We got path tracing in Quake. You know. What
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
So if you got like a 2070 or better, it's definitely worth checking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Quake 2, the whole thing about Quake was John Carmack doing the like lighting. Like, it was the first games to ever have like the dynamic lighting and all that shit in it. So the game still looks good, even though it's like polygonal and stuff.
Yeah.
The lighting is fucking insane, especially in this remaster. It looks great. But anyways, what you got, Brent?
That's it for me.
Okay.
I can look up some more though, probably if I need to.
No, you're good. I think I got everything else. Let me see. Here we go. We got Nintendo's been doing some stuff. Nintendo has made public a slew of patents seemingly related to abilities and design features from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, including aspects of Link's Ultra Hand abilities, loading screens, NPC moves, and more. According to an article from Automaton, the Japanese gaming giant has made public a grand total of 31 patents linked to Tears of the Kingdom in recent weeks. Some of the patents seem to indirectly address a number of Link's newfounded Zonai powers, while others deal with the behavior of player companions and more generic aspects of the open-world adventure game, such as the game's physics and how the thrust from rockets and fans is governed. A number of the patents were described by Hatina blog user Naoya2K, including one that detailed the system preventing Link from moving an object with his Ultra Hand ability while he is standing on it. Another seemingly addressed the in-game physics that govern how Link shares movement characteristics with a dynamic object, like an Ultra Hand constructed car when he is standing on top of it.
So they're trademarking physics mechanics from the game?
Yes, basically.
So if you make a fucking physic that's too similar to their physic, then you're gonna fucking get sued, basically? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So the broad scope of the patents has prompted a strong reaction from some members of the gaming community
ridiculous.
who voice fears that they could hamper creativity and pose damaging restrictions on the design of titles being developed by competitors in the future. Others worried that Nintendo was engaging in abuse by trying to patent basic video game functions.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think these would hold up in court anyways. Like, if you went to court for that, like, I mean, they do have some expensive-ass lawyers, but, like, I feel like
we've got the trademark for jumping, you know what I mean? Like, bitch,
son
no,
of a bitch.
you can't. You can't do that.
You just can't, like, if Nintendo patented everything, we would have stopped at Mario,
yeah.
It's like jump.
I think the only thing you should be able to patent is, like, direct lines of code, you know what I mean? Like, that are like, complete, like,
Yeah.
And not just like one little segment, like, okay, this makes your character fucking jump, 'cause there's a way they could spam that too, you know what I mean?
Imagine the things that would have been like stopped, like we would have never got like all the GTA clones we got back in the day.
Exactly. That's a big part of like gaming as a culture is like expanding on ideas that are great,
Yeah, it's very, very Nintendo of them.
Imagine if rappers just like fucking just completely like trademark their voice or their style or something. Like there would be no progress in fucking music. You know what I mean? Like
you got to take inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
But another thing, Gran Turismo, the movie came out and the reviews have been mid. Which it's a Neil Blomkamp movie.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It's
like this is the verdict of IGN's review of it. District 9 director Neil Blomkamp brings an appealing speed and cornball enthusiasm to his first video game adaptation based on both the popular PlayStation racing series and the true story of a fan who traded the virtual steering wheel for a real one. The film is pure sports movie hokum, done with just enough conviction. Much of it courtesy of David Harbour, who's typically excellent in the stock role of a racing veteran turned mentor, to help you ignore how relentlessly Gran Turismo advertises the games themselves. So, like, basically, he was saying something in the review about how, like, it's like you're trying to advertise a game to people that probably already own this game if they're watching it. It's like the whole time it's just like a lot of advertising going on for the game. And he's like, bro, they already own the game. That's why they're here. Like, nobody's coming to watch a Gran Turismo who doesn't know what Gran Turismo is. But, honestly, probably a lot of writer strike issues going on as well. I can imagine with most movies coming out, at this point, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe it got better reviews elsewhere, but IGN gave it a 6.
Damn.
So let's see what else we got. So we talked about Red Dead Redemption coming to Switch and PS4 last week.
Right.
And it's not doing so hot. People are upset because
people are mad,
it's $50, and on basically, here we go. The other day, Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar Games announced that Red Dead Redemption and zombie add-on Undead Nightmare is being ported on Nintendo Switch and PS4 on August 17th. While that may have been cause for celebration for many in the fan base, others took issue with its $50 price point, especially considering it's missing multiplayer and a PC release. Plus, it's already playable on the Xbox Series X in 4K, and thanks to Xbox Series X and S backwards compatibility, has been accessible on Microsoft platforms for years. After today's Take-Two earnings call, IGN asked CEO Strauss Zelnick why they priced the newly announced port the way they did, especially given the backwards compatibility situation for Xbox. Quote, "That's just what we believe is the commercially accurate price for it," Zelnick responded. $50 for a port. No, they didn't remaster anything.
Yeah.
The only thing they changed is they added different languages to the game.
Here's my thing, okay? Like I get it on Switch. I don't get it on PS4.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Because it's like mobile. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like it's worth the extra $30 or whatever just to be able to take it on the road with you.
Yeah, to have it
it's
mobile.
It's a cool game to have mobile.
There's a lot of games that I would never pay for on PS4 or Xbox that I would pay for on Switch just because it's mobile.
Right, exactly. Same like Hades, for example. I have it on like every platform. You know what I mean? But I bought it. It's way more expensive on Switch.
Yeah, because it's a Nintendo premium price.
Exactly. But also, I feel like it's worth it more on Switch because you can have it anywhere you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I think there's a little bit, or like The Witcher 3. You're always going to pay more for The Witcher 3 if you buy the Switch version.
Well,
of it,
yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
you got it
But
portable.
you got it anywhere you want. And I think there's some give and take there. Whereas, I don't see the PS4 version. First of all, the PS4 version. There's not a
there's
PS5
no PS5 version. You can play the PS4 version on PS5.
Yeah, but there's not any
no
enhancements or anything,
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. You can't put the PS4 version at $50, man. Make that shit like fucking $20 or $30 and make the fucking Switch version $50. If you got to make the Switch version $50, make it $50. But PS4 version, hell no, dude.
Also, it's like the fact that they're kind of just showing how greedy they are about it by not putting it out on Xbox because they know it's already there in 4K. They're like, oh, well, they can just get it like this. We're just putting it over here to give us an opportunity to make more money off of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just very, just money hungry. And they're blatant about it. They're just like, it's commercially accurate. You'll pay for it.
What they really should do on PS4 is be like, it's $50, but if you buy the Red Dead Redemption 2, we'll give it to you for free. You know what I mean? Something like that,
Yeah, and if you already own it, you get you can get a coupon or something.
Yeah.
That or
or you get the deluxe edition upgrade for Red Dead Redemption 2. You get fucking, Red Dead Redemption 1 or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Make it more accessible, if you're already a long time, fan of the series. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also it's a 30 frame game, which I get Zelda was fine in 30 frames because it was so perfect.
Yeah.
This game is not going to look as good in 30 frames nowadays because you've been playing in 60 frames or more for so long. You're going to go back to this game that wasn't optimized on the same level that Zelda was to try and get past that idea because back then everybody who's used to 30 frames, they didn't have to worry about making it somehow not feel like you're playing 30 frames like Zelda did. It's like, I don't know. It's
I think the best way you could play this is probably on an emulator. You know what I mean? Because then you could have it in 60 frames per second, not get fucked out of $50, and you know what I mean?
You can't get 60 frames though because the game is, or maybe you can play it.
Yeah, those fucking the PS3 emulator that's popular
That's what
right
it is.
now
Yeah.
has like a extrapolator or something, and it fucking makes all the old school games like
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's not out on PC unless you get it illegally through the PS3 emulator or whatever. This game just doesn't exist on PC.
Yeah,
like,
and that's some bullshit. Why are we just leaving out the PC when PC is the more popular than ever as a as a gaming space? You know what I mean?
This is a rare dub for Xbox, and it's not even that great of a dub. But that you can already play if you own the game like physical. You can play it on your Series X in 4K. You know, and you could probably go buy it used for like $30 right now.
Yeah.
But I how much you want to bet? Like when they drop this, they increase the Xbox digital price of the game.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I bet you they do, and that's so fucking dumb. Because right now
Xbox,
I think it's like $20.
You still have to buy the DLC separate, I think.
Yeah, but the DLC is only like $5 or something. It's not expensive.
No, it's not.
I think it was when it first came out. It was like its own. It was considered its own game. It wasn't even a DLC. It was basically like a whole separate
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep calling it DLC because it's not. It's like a fucking. It was a separate disc back when it came out. I remember.
Yeah, I think whenever you boot it up now, it might come up as like in the same menu.
In the same menu,
you can hit like go to Undead Nightmare or whatever, and it like switches over or something.
Yeah, it's just a weird time for all this money hungriness going on. Let's see. I'm not gonna read all this, but Microsoft Activision Blizzard buyout was approved in New Zealand. Still waiting on UK.
They're like, I don't know, Gav.
Like,
should we let them buy it?
No. And so Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl.
I saw that.
They may have. Let me see. Actually, before I read the title,
they leak a release date or something like that.
Yeah, it says Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. May have been given a December 1st, 2023 release date, according to distributor PlayOn's website. First spotted by WCCF Tech. The official German PlayOn store is the one that has a listing for Stalker 2 Chernobyl on PC with a December 1st release date, and it describes the game as a unique mix of first-person shooter, horror, and immersive sim.
I'm just saying right now, man, if that shit comes out December 1st, then no other dev has any excuse for anything. Dog. Those guys are in a fucking literal war right
They're
now,
still like putting the game out. Didn't one of the devs die like in the war? Like I think one of the head.
I mean,
like,
sorry, that's not funny at all.
No,
but that's that's dedication, bro. They're still over there working their ass off on this shit, like in a literal war zone, bro. Like. And we're over here complaining about crunch.
Damn. Yeah, it says in immersive. It also mentions it has survival mechanics for hunger, sleep, and bleeding, as well as a dynamic day and night cycle with realistic weather effects. While this date could obviously be a placeholder, December 1st does land on a Friday when a lot of games are released, and other games on the store without firm dates are given a December 31st date typically. This particular store also has a history of leaking dates this way, as Darksiders 2's Switch version had a similar thing happen. Developer and publisher GSC World has not yet confirmed a release date, but it did confirm Stalker 2 will be playable at Gamescom 2023. So it's possible the game is close to being ready. So that's really cool because I am excited to play this one. I'm really excited to play this one. And honestly, I think this is going to be a good mix of Baldur's Gate and Starfield. Like I think it's like the middle ground
action with the tactics from fucking Baldur's Gate. Like,
well, I wouldn't even say the well, maybe the tactics, but I'm thinking more maybe not Baldur's Gate and Starfield, but maybe like a mix of Starfield and the Forest. Like
that's kind of what I'm worried about. Actually, is like I don't want all that survival bullshit. Like,
well, you're not gonna be building shit.
I don't want to build shit. I don't want to worry about water. I don't want to worry about fucking food.
You liked the what were those games that something like the other Russian games?
I didn't really like Chernobyl.
Metro? No, Metro.
Oh, Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were okay.
Yeah,
those were okay.
I feel like it's going to be a deeper version of Metro Exodus. Like
I'd be cool with that, But, like, to an extent, Fallout is as deep as I want my, like, survival mechanics to go. I like managing my radiation and stuff, but, like, that's it.
Yeah,
you know,
just
And
very lightly.
I never will ever turn on the fucking actual like survival mode
Yeah,
on
me
Fallout.
either.
Like, no, dude, I don't want to fucking like. I've played a lot of games where it's just I worry too much about that. I micromanage all that shit to the point where I'm not having fun.
Yeah, you're not
anymore.
paying
You know
attention
what
to
I
what's
mean?
going on.
Yeah, all I'm worried about is like when's my next drop of water. Like if you are gonna implement some shit like that, make it a really slow burn, like Red Dead Redemption 2. You know what I mean? Where it's like there are needs, but you don't have to do them every fucking 10 minutes or something. You know? Like Red Dead knows you're gonna be playing for like 60 hours, so like every 2 or 3 hours you gotta go take a bath and wash the dirt off of you or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's something like simple like that. You know what I mean? But I'm okay with stuff like that. But I don't want to just spend the whole game thinking about it. Like I don't like the Soulless Project. I don't like the Forest. I don't like fucking any of that shit. I've tried so many of them and I just fucking hate them. Like even that one that was really cool. The coolest one I played is Subnautica.
Yeah, I like
I think
Subnautica.
Subnautica was really cool as a concept, but I still couldn't get over the fucking survival mechanics. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not for me. But I did have a lot of fun just doing the creative mode in Subnautica and like just swimming around, exploring. Like that was really cool.
Shit's scary.
I fucking hate No Man's Sky. I just hate that kind of game, dude. I really do, and I really, really hope Chernobylite isn't just like that. You know what I
not
mean?
Chernobylite, but
I'm sorry.
Stalker 2.
I don't know why I always get them fucking mixed up. You know, Russian
both say
nuclear shit.
But
you
this
know?
one's not Chernobyl, it's Chornobyl.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's like also this is like I don't know. I think it's gonna be great. You know, it's a game coming back from like the early aughts. Like, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle it. You know, and the game looks beautiful.
Does look really good.
That's
yeah.
why I'm excited about it, and I want to see, like, I want to be in this like weird, you know, Russian, like, you know, I guess like sci-fi fucking tactic game. I don't even know what this is. I know what it is, but I don't know how to explain it. But so
I'm just happy
interested.
it's coming to Game Pass because, like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I
Day
need some
one.
new shit. Like, my computer is now officially dope. You know, like I've
Yeah.
taken it to the level where I can do anything with it, and now I just don't have anything dope to do with it. So,
You're
like,
about to, dude.
I've been so psyched to have Baldur's Gate because like I have a game finally that's new that I can play that I'm, you know, like.
And even that game's not like
Not crazy.
It's
That's what I'm
not
saying.
crazy.
That's
yeah.
why I think Starfield's gonna be dope because I can really crank it up to fucking 11 and see what my computer can do with it. You know,
with
what
all
I mean?
30 frames per second.
Right, all 30 of.
Yeah.
We're getting 24, baby.
Yeah, like yeah, no, I don't know. No.
Is Starfield sponsored by AMD?
I think they are.
They
No,
are?
Yeah.
Because the AMD sponsored games don't seem to have DLSS usually. You know
Oh,
what
that's
I mean?
not good.
So if it is sponsored by AMD, there's probably won't have like frame generation or anything, which is really
That's-
cool on the new.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea to not have. But yeah, that's it for the gaming news. We're gonna jump on over to this week's hot releases. Hot just means notable. It doesn't necessarily mean the game's gonna be hot.
Might be though.
We got Red Dead Redemption coming to Switch and PS4 on August 17th. Hot. We got Vampire Survivors coming to Switch on August 17th. Hot.
Okay, that's
Because
hot. That's
that
hot.
brings the
That's
new
real hot.
not split screen, but the like local co-op.
That's
is
another
gonna happen.
example of a game I would pay more for on the Switch.
On the Switch, yeah.
Than, yeah.
But also for that local co-op that's not on any other
That's
Vampire
crazy,
Survivors.
bro. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
I want to play
It's cool.
Vampire Survivor co-op.
it's cool.
I love that game.
Same. Then we got Madden NFL 24 coming to PS5, Series S and X, Xbox One, PS4, and PC on August 18th. And then we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming to
cool.
PS5,
That's
Series
been
S
getting
and
pretty
X.
decent reviews.
Has it?
Yeah.
Xbox One, PS4, PC, August 18th. Really? I didn't look at the reviews. I should have.
I think it's coming to Game Pass too.
No
way.
way.
I could be wrong. I
me
could be
see.
wrong about that.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Could be wrong. Maybe I just saw it on Steam. I know I saw it on one of those storefronts.
Game Pass.
Let's see. We getting it on Game Pass? Is it Game Passing?
Ultimate or Xbox Live Gold to play on.
Are we Game
console.
Passing it?
Yes, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a day
Yay!
one Game Pass release for
Yay!
Xbox and PC.
Fuck yeah, boy!
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that. That sounds like something I'd be into right now. The graphics on that look really good. and just the gameplay looks pretty fun.
I don't think I've never even seen like a trailer
It's very
for it.
Dead by Daylight, all that kind of shit. But it's what you expect it to be. You know what I'm saying? Imagine a fucking asymmetric fucking,
Yeah, like a
Texas
one of those.
Chainsaw Massacre game, and that's what you're gonna get.
A bunch of people gave it good reviews. IGN did not. GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10.
What did IGN give it?
A 6 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess it's all about
who's reviewing it,
who's playing it. You know? Yeah.
But like OpenCritic, it has an 81%.
IGN's been very critical of everybody lately.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I agree. Bloody Disgusting gave it a 4 out of 5 skulls.
Cool.
So it seems like it's doing well everywhere other than IGN.
Yeah.
So maybe it is great. Maybe that one IGN reviewer is correct, though. We'll never know. No, I'm just kidding till we play it.
I'm definitely going to play it.
Yeah, especially since it's on Game Pass. But that's on the 18th. All right, Brent, let's wrap up the show with Chat GP Trivia.
All right.
Wow.
Chat GP Trivia.
Wow.
What should we make it? What should we make the trivia about today?
I don't know. You're the trivia master.
All right, let's say.
We gotta know. No, I'm just kidding. Nardwar.
Right.
I did. For some reason, there's like a bunch of Nardwar videos like that pop up on my YouTube like shorts or whatever. Like, have you ever just like, it's kind of like on Facebook Reels where you just get lost like swiping, or it's like TikTok kind of like it's just a 15 to 30-second videos, and then you just flip through and then you watch the next one and just keep going.
Yeah,
and keep
I do
going.
that a lot.
Yeah,
Nardwar pops up a lot on yours too.
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Nardwar.
Yeah.
I get a lot of those. Let's see. Sorry, I think I'm going to focus on this. Keep the people entertained for a second. Let's see.
Yeah. If you don't have Nardwar videos in your algorithm, then I don't know what to tell you, but I'm pretty sure everybody does. I think everybody at least has one every day. But
all right, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going science questions today.
Oh, I feel like I'm in Persona right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Drop them.
Oh, hang on. Okay.
Watch the science be wrong, though.
Yeah, no. Again, everybody, when we do this segment, keep in mind that ChatGPT is not always right about everything. So I'm just giving straight up,
whatever ChatGPT
says. So don't blame me if I'm saying some dumb shit here. All right. True or false? They're all true or false, by the way. Okay, so you get a little bit of leeway
That's
here.
pretty easy.
Okay.
I feel like.
True or false? Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at sea level.
Celsius? I
At
don't
sea
know
level.
fucking Celsius, though.
I told them to make it super hard.
Damn, that's the only reason I don't know is because I don't know what Celsius is. Hold on.
Well, you can't Google it.
No, I was gonna Google what's 100 Celsius to Fahrenheit, so I understand like what.
Okay.
I'm not gonna Google like when does water boil. Okay, so 100 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, 212 degrees. I honestly don't know what the boiling level is. I would say probably true.
You're right.
Okay.
That's true. All right. Moving on to question. I got 10 of these. So.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. True or false? The human brain has 4 lobes: frontal, parietal, parietal, temporal, and occipital.
True.
Yes, that is true. Good job. All right.
I know my lobes.
Yeah, you do. True or false? Photosynthesis is the process by which plants convert sunlight into water and carbon dioxide.
Well, that makes it hard because I know they transfer it into energy, but they don't transfer it into water, do they?
I don't know.
Carbon dioxide.
Is it true? Is it false?
I'm gonna say false.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Like, that's just.
They tried to sneak a sneaky one on you there.
I see that. Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
Number 4. True or false? The Earth's moon has its own atmosphere.
False.
There you go. Good job. Good job. You're good. You're doing good. So far, you're 4 for 4.
I know my science.
All right, here you go. True or false? All elements in the periodic table are naturally occurring. None are synthetic.
False.
That's right. Good job. Good job. I wouldn't have got that one right. I would have fucking got that one totally wrong. All right, number 6. True or false? You're 5 out of 5 right now. You're doing really good, science man.
I'm going back to school for
Hell yeah.
science.
Should have been a scientist. All right, 6. True or false? Antibiotics are effective against viral infections.
False.
Yes, that's a good one. There you go.
There's antiviral drugs.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 7. True or false? Man, if you get 10 out of 10, this is going to be super impressive.
I'm going to ChatGPT University, baby.
Right. True or false? The process of nuclear fusion powers the sun and other stars.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
That's why it like looks like it's not a solid, but it's just a big ball of like forever burning gas.
All right. Number 8. You're almost to 10. You're really close. I feel like I should give you some kind of reward if you get all 10.
Get a lifeline,
right?
Dude. No,
all right, number 8. True or false? Diamonds are made from
forever
compressed coal.
That is. Hold on, because I know it's true, or it's true that people say that, but I don't know if it's true. Like like if it's actually the truth.
You don't know if ChatGPT considers it true.
No, I just mean I don't know if it's actually true or not, because I know people have always said that. Like that's been a thing I've just heard my whole life. Like, oh yeah, like if you put a diamond under enough stress, then or if you put a coal under enough stress, it becomes a diamond. Like, but I don't know if that's actually true or if it's like an old like saying. So, fuck. This one's tough. I'm going to say it's true just because people have said it forever.
Okay. The ChatGPT claims it's false. I don't know. We should look this one up right now.
Yeah, I'm going to Google that.
I know that diamonds are made from carbon that's been compressed, and a lot of coal has carbon, and I think that's where the old saying comes from.
A popular belief is that some mined diamonds originated from coal. However, this is highly unlikely. Yeah, so... Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, ChatGPT. I lost that.
Finally got you on one.
I knew it wasn't real, but I couldn't. I didn't want to be like.
You were. I know you knew it. Like I saw it in your brain. You're like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right. That's okay. You're still fucking 7 out of 8 questions right.
Okay.
We're gonna go for 9 and 10 real quick. All right. Number 9. True or false? Sound travels faster in water than in air.
This is true.
Yes, I would have got that wrong like a mofo, dude. All right. I would have got a lot of these wrong, honestly. You're doing way better than I would have done.
I remember the 8th grade. No, just kidding. Just kidding, I know.
Number 10, true or false? The primary function of white blood cells is to carry oxygen in the body.
False.
Yes, that is false.
Yeah.
Good job, dude. 1 out of 10 questions you missed. Like, and some of those were pretty hard, dude. I'm not gonna lie, some of those were pretty hard.
It's fun. I like doing the trivia because it kind of like sparks my like whatchamacallit, I guess my thirst for knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, there's actually this YouTube channel that I watch a lot called Did You Know Gaming is like they're making their own.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of their stuff.
You have?
Yeah, they're great.
I love them. They're making their own card game thing where like you can play like with multiple people and you like go into like dungeons or whatever and you have to like fight things by answering, like video game trivia.
Oh, that's fun.
And I was like, dude, we should do like
I would love to do that.
live stream of that. Like
that's like
just
one of
playing.
the few things I'd be really good at too. Like,
me too, bro. Yeah, I think we'd all be fairly decent in like our own like interest in games. So it'd be fun to do. We should, when that does drop, which I think it's not out yet, but like when they do drop it, we have to do like a live stream.
I'm so down for that, for sure.
For sure. But anyways, guys, remember you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast courtesy of GameSpeakPodcast.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast platforms, but you can watch it live before anyone else on twitch.tv/GameSpeakPodcast and Facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast every Monday evening at 7:50 p.m. CST. Be sure to join us in the rest of the GameSpeak Podcast community at dsc.gg/GameSpeakPodcast. Check out our other video content on YouTube. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle AlJaffer Jamel, Brent at Brent Has One, that's the number 1, and Devin at Devondres. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners.